Hello and welcome to KDP with a Twist podcast. I'm Tammie Chrin, a self-publishing enthusiast, and I'm dedicated to helping you grow your business by adding a new twist to the KDP self-publishing world. I've been branding booklets for businesses since 2018. I'm the founder of KDP for B2B, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing for Business to Business. We'll explore how to leverage your KDP self-publishing skills by helping businesses create branded booklets featuring their content. If you're interested in starting and growing your own KDP for B2B business, you've come to the right place. I'll introduce you to a few ways that you can get paid to help businesses create their own branded booklets without keywords or ads. Yes, that's right, without keywords or ads. This is what I call a triple win. The business elevates its brand, adds value to its customers, and stands out from their competition. You get paid a setup fee for each book created, plus you can make money for every book sold. And customers feel as though they have received a gift and something they will use and love. Join me every Tuesday as I will share some practical tips and advice on how you can get your own KDP for B2B adventure started. Are you ready? Let's go.
Are you always curious about what size books you should create for different types of businesses? I'm going to go over what style books I choose for my businesses, and you can let me know in the comments what books you use for your businesses and what you suggest, and give them the guidelines to what would be the best book for that business. So let's dive into that. Let me just show you a few examples. This came up with one of my students and was asking what would be a great book size for a realtor. And he didn't prefer the 6x9, the person who was creating the books. But I think, I would ask the realtor. So my thought was to ask the realtor what they would like. My guideline is I like the 6x9 because it's an easy book to, as the realtor goes, as to give to somebody. It's like a large business card. You can see the contact information there in this large business card. And it's a home maintenance checklist. So it's easy to store. So when if I'm a realtor and I give this to my client and they're just going to open this up in, different seasons, fall, summer, spring. So it's not something like a journal where they're going to be opening that book up quite a bit. As you can see, it lays fairly flat because there's probably about 28 pages or so. So it's not really tight on the spine. Sometimes when you have more pages, like maybe get into 100 pages, it does get a little tighter on that spine. Something like this, it gets this is a 6x9, and it gets a little tighter in that gutter right there. The spine is tight. But once you start working with it, it does start to bend and be a little more flexible. So I haven't had many problems with the 6x9. And I know when I talk to realtors, they really just want their information. They want the homeowner to keep this in front. So maybe they're going to put this in a drawer versus maybe an 8x5x11. Now this 8x5x11, that's going to be a lot to store maybe in a drawer somewhere. Someone like a home maintenance checklist for a realtor, someone's going to just put that in that little junk drawer that we all have, slider in underneath all the junk, the pens. And then they'll be able to go, pull that back out. So I think I suggest, this is my suggestion, is a 6x9 was perfect for realtors. And because, like I said, it's small enough they can carry around, the homeowner's going to keep it. It's just a large business card, and they get to keep track of their home maintenance. And it's not like they're writing in it all the time. That's my suggestion for realtors. Now, if you're going to work with a course creator, or there's going to be a workbook added, I would go 8x5x11. And the reason that I found 8x5x11 is you can get a lot more information. People are used to having this size, this size book here. Sorry, got a little blurry. This size book. See, it's thin. It opens up really flat, and it's easy to write in. And I think that would be, for course creators, I would do an 8x5x11. Now, somebody who would like more of something a little different and more of a journal style, I would go 8x5x8x5, the square book. I love the square book for just aesthetically. I think it's very pleasing. It's very different in size, and it lays very flat. As you can see here, it lays very flat, and it's a great book for in journaling and things like that, or prompts. So if I had a person who was going to want something a little different than just the 6x9, I would suggest the 8x5, 8x5. I love that size. But we do have journals. Sometimes the journal, again, I've shown these before, are 6x9. But remember, it's a journal that is going to be used often, and it will start laying flatter and flatter as it's been used. But a lot of times with the business owner, they just want to be able to give them their contact information. It's like a little gift, or they're going to, purchase, their students are going to purchase a few of these. And a 6x9 works just fine for that as well. So I would say 6x9 for journals is fine. 8x5, 8x5 is a little different. And then that would be for my journals. My realtors, I would always go with a 6x9 personally, and I would suggest it for my clients. Let me know in the comments if you have worked with realtors or any other business owners, and tell me what size books you are recommending. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And I wanted to show you one more book, and this was a gym book, and the owner of the gym wanted it to be a small book. So this is a 5x8, which, if you think about it, it lays fairly flat. It's not too bad, but especially when you start working with it. He wanted it small because you're going to put it in your gym bag, maybe your backpack, your gym tote bag, and keep it relatively small so people would bring it. If you get books that are too big and too heavy, people tend not to bring them places. So think about, is the book at home? So maybe it's your workbook. This book's just going to sit on my desk and I'm going to work from home on this book. This book is going to be traveling with me, maybe in my, purse, backpack, bag, so don't get it too heavy. And this book, or my gym book, and that will be put in my gym bag. So a 5x8 is what I would suggest for a gym. And that's what the business owner wanted. And it all comes down to really, what does the business owner want? And I think that we can guide them and make suggestions on what would be the best fit. But if they want something completely different, that's their business. And I would just go with what they want. And it can always be changed in KDP. So let me know in the comments what you're using, what you think is the best, what I've shown you. Did you see anything that was like, oh, I like that, or I like this? And so sometimes we could put our opinion on it, but we really should be asking the business owner what they think. And that's what I suggest doing. So I hope this gave you a little insight on what that size books I would use. 6x9 is probably the most common that I use. And then the 8x5 by 8x5 is my fun one. And the workbook is always 8x5 by 11. And that's what I've been doing. But let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear what you're doing. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you know anybody else struggling with KDP and not making sales, or even having trouble with ads and keywords, please share KDP with a Twist podcast or have them subscribe to my YouTube channel. At KDP with a Twist podcast, I will be going over lots of strategies every Tuesday, and I'll be putting this information into small chunks, so it'll make it easier to digest. And then you can get started making money with KDP for B2B ASAP. For more information, go to my website. Make sure you get on the email list so you can stay in the loop with all things KDP. My website name is my name, Tammie Chrin. That's it, TammieChrin.com. TammieChrin.com. It'll also be in the transcripts below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And thank you for your time, and bye for now.